Happy Memorial Day. Welcome in. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and I hope everybody enjoyed all. No, God damn it, Jade. I do this every year. Why do I always
do
every fucking year? Hope everybody enjoyed Double or Nothing.
All or Nothing. All or Nothing.
All of the wrestling that was on this past weekend.
Yes, lots of wrestling this weekend.
Lots of good wrestling. I want to talk about that in a second here, but
first of all, killed it.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you guys giving us some of your time. We're going to go through. We're going to talk about AEW's Double or Nothing. We might make a quick little word about some of the other stuff going on, but the meat of the matter was one of the big 5 pay-per-views. We're including the Forbidden Door as a every year thing, right?
I mean, at this point,
yeah, one of the big cornerstone pay-per-views of AEW, and I'll be honest with you, it surprised me. It was amazing, and we weren't giving it a lot of credit going into it.
Well, I would say that we were not overly hyped about it, but we knew that they had good matches announced.
There you go. That's a better way to put it.
The storylines weren't there.
Not really.
Still aren't. Like, okay. So, Jade Cargill, Tay Valkyrie, not really much of a storyline.
Right.
The 21-man blackjack, tic-tac, battle royale, not a
storyline, no.
Yeah, Wardlow and Christian Cage, it was a kind of a storyline. It was more of a meh storyline.
Well, they had a lot of kind of storylines. FTR.
Yeah, I mean, they had 2 legit storylines running, and one of them is still going.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about that.
So we're going to get into it in just a second. We also have a belt to give to somebody. Maybe me, maybe Jamie, maybe the Tyrant Megan has returned to her perch. We don't know. Well, we do know, but we'll let you guys know. We'll let you know in a second here. So, hey, quick little word, if you would, Jamie. I know you've been in, you basically have moved out of your house and moved on to a softball diamond this past weekend. But some of the wrestling this weekend, including WWE has been pretty goddamn good. I didn't watch Night of Champions, their Saudi show. I kind of watched clips, pieces, and I did go back and watch a couple of matches. It was actually pretty damn solid of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard the Usos attacked Silas Sikoa and Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Asuka won the women's title from Bianca, and actually
deserves it.
Very good match. They had, for their credit, okay, because we give Tony Khan a lot of shit. In a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, they had 3 women's matches. And for what it's worth. But no, it was actually, yes, predictability. WWE has got predictability, but they also, that's kind of, part and parcel with the product. It was good. It was, you want to talk unpredictability. Poor Zicky Dice's Outlandish Paradise 3, spoiled by a fan that I don't know what's going on up there. I don't want to assume anything, but some big guy dressed in a Spider-Man outfit decided to hop in and attack Dylan McQueen and Danny Jordan at the end of a match.
That's a work, dude. It is such a work.
I don't know. Zicky was tweeting stuff about it, and he was saying that I worked with people with mental illness. This guy was not all there, and it's like, okay, I get that.
Well, both the wrestlers were selling him. That's the main reason it makes me think it was a work.
It could have been. I actually watched a little bit of Zicky Dice's Paradise. So I had a little bit of time free on Friday. Our friend Trevor Rayon got a win. It was very good. So anyway,
yes, love Trevor.
I know GCW went all out once again. Every oh my God,
understatement.
Jesus,
understatement of the century.
Gringo Loco is he's my next on my list that I need to see. We're going to go see.
We've seen him.
We did see him at the GCW show that we saw but I want to see him again. I want to see him because my God, like,
are you saying he's a crazy white guy?
He is a crazy white person. Absolutely. His match.
So he's Gringo Loco.
Exactly. It's fitting.
Oh man.
His match with Vikingo. Vikingo did a 630 where he bounced 2 feet off of him. It was insane. So. Indie wrestling is alive and well. We love to see it, but we're here to talk AEW's Double or Nothing. Didn't do it twice. Boom, I'm good.
Wow. Breaking records here. Breaking records.
Now, I know that you kind of, since you were doing softball and stuff, you didn't get to watch live a good chunk of it, but you were following along with this here.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I have to give props to the Guns and Ethan Page.
Yeah.
That match was great, but from what I read of it and the clips I saw, and the Guns are sticking with that new entrance of theirs, and I am for it.
The new entrance is great.
Fits them.
And this is my hope, not just for the Guns, but for so many, is that with the new Collision, whatever they're doing, brand split. I loathe brand splits, but whatever. I just hope it gives more visibility to a lot of people, not just Miro and some others, but people like the Guns who, had a quick ascension, but then after they lose the title, it's kind of it happens. But to AEW's, that's kind of their thing, is that they'll have, after the title's out of their hands, what do you do with that person, right? So it was fun.
They'll probably be next in line for the True TV Tag Team Championships. Maybe I am a little spicy tonight. I don't know.
A little spicy, Jamie. So, all right. So we're gonna go through here. We had a total of 10 matches ish. I'll talk. Yeah. We did have our picks. So I'll bring up the match. We'll talk about our picks. We'll talk about the match a little bit here. Or do you? Yeah, we'll keep it going because it's very interesting how our picks, even though our picks were very similar, it's very, because of the order of matches, how it transpired in our group text about the results.
Glorious.
It was okay. So buy-in was, like he said, it was the Guns and Ethan Page versus the Hardys and Hook. If the Hardys and Hook win, Ethan Page's contract goes to the Hardys. We all picked the Hardys and Hook because we're not idiots. Buy-in is pretty predictable bit, and they did win. But it was of all the matches, this might have been the one that was like, and it was the buy-in match, it wasn't the one that didn't blow your socks off, but it was still a solid match, and it was, good fan service. Yeah. So good fun there, but Ethan Page's contract is now owned by Matt Hardy, and we'll see what that means.
Oh, I think something fun will happen with that, because, like, I hate that Ethan Page is in mid-card hell, honestly, because he is better than mid-card, at least in my opinion. I would love to see him do more, so I want to see a storyline out of this. Is it on Dynamite? Is it going to be on Collision? Is it hopefully not going to be on Rampage? We'll find out.
Who knows? But storyline needs to go. Also on the buy-in, they did the opening ceremonies of the Owen Hart Cup tournament, so Dr. Martha Hart came out. Her and Renee did a very awkward Owen chant with the crowd, but it was cool and all. Interestingly enough, so we all know it's starting, like Tony has said, the tournaments are starting in Toronto, week of Forbidden Door, right? Because they're going to be in Toronto like they were in Vegas all week here. But it's ending in Calgary. I didn't know this from before, but their Calgary show where they're ending it is actually at the Calgary Stampede, an outdoor show.
Oh.
And those of you who are not familiar, Calgary Stampede is like Canada's largest, like it's a big rodeo fair, like Texas State Fair sort of thing, in Calgary. Yeah. Is what it is. It's massive. It's their freaking football team is named after up there.
Calling it Stadium Stampede at Calgary.
Oh, that would be amazing. So then we open the main show with the Blackjack Battle Royal. And this is where things went from interesting to either amazing or terrible, depending on what side of the Total Spotfest TV you were sitting on. So 21 competitors, including Orange Cassidy, for the international title. Now, we had said earlier in the day, we made the arrangement that you could do Orange or the Field, right? Because I actually chose somebody from the Field. I chose Jay White, but Jamie asked me about Orange or the Field, and then him and Megan both choose Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure my options.
Okay, so it was entertaining. To your point, yes, this was not like a story built. This is one of their better battle royals that they had, though. So their battle royals have been a little give and take. This one was very good. Penta looked amazing in it. Jay White rocking the new Bull Club gold shirt, which I already have ordered. I don't know if you do yet or not.
I have not had time.
You have not had time. Okay, yes, but make sure you do because yes.
I mean, you're kind of lucky I got picks in.
I know, I understand, but I'm gonna poke you to get that shirt to make sure you don't forget. But
I got forget
it. We knew is exactly like we predicted, but it just took them an extra 2 weeks to get it. So whatever. So Jay White didn't even make it to the final four, unfortunately. The final four was Pentagon, Big Bill, who looked great in the match, Orange Cassidy, and Swerve Strickland. So as soon as that happened, I knew where this was going. And it was a great little ending. It came down to Orange Cassidy and Swerve. And there's a lot of moments where we thought Swerve was going to win it. But no. Orange Cassidy wins. And after one match on the official card, I was eliminated. Because me and Jamie have the exact same card the rest of the way out.
Yep, this is our only difference. So 100%, ladies and gentlemen, the belt stays with the family.
First,
the bloodline.
Match.
It stays with the bloodline. Yes, let's go.
First fucking match. I mean, one match into the pay-per-view, and it's like, come on, at least give me a little bit of hope for there. Oh, my God.
Fuck your hope.
Apparently.
So after this, though, you had the unsanctioned match between Adam Cole and Chris Jericho, and I was following along with this.
Uh
Thank you, TikTok, by the way.
huh.
I forgot the guy. I probably should give him a shout out.
Probably should
But
not, because I don't think that's against term. I think that might be a little terms of service iffy.
okay, well, I mean, they bought it, and they just happen to have their TV on, their phone on.
It's a thing. Jamie saw bits and pieces.
Gray
We're just gonna leave it
area.
at that. Mm.
Yeah. So, I mean, we all picked Adam Cole, baby, and
Right.
we were right.
So, what are your thoughts on the ending? So the match was pretty good.
I saw the ending.
Yeah, the match was pretty good. You know, it was back and forth a little bit. They got rid of everybody, including Sabu, thankfully. I love Sabu to death, but the band's like 60. Come on, man. You know, they got rid of them pretty early. They all brawling around, and then they all eventually brawl up the ramp and go to the back, right? Thankfully.
Yeah.
So it was a true one-on-one. Fire extinguishers were involved. You had a chain involved with handcuffs on either side. That was good fun. Britt came out at one point, you know, and she was met by Saraya after Britt attacked Jericho. And at the end, though, yeah, it was a weird ending. I don't know.
The referee stoppage, just because he kept pummeling him in the face with you know the chain on his hand. I get what they're doing, and they want to elongate the story, which again, it's a decent story. Like, it can flourish into something amazing. I just don't know if I want to watch it.
And I don't know if I agree with that statement. I don't know if it can. I think it is a decent story, but I think it's also just that filler for Adam Cole until he's ready to move into the next step.
Exactly.
And maybe they're not ready to do that yet because of others. But yeah, I mean, he wasn't even. If you do the whole he passed out thing, cool, right? Do that. This was done referee stoppage in order to protect the competitor, even though it's an unsanctioned match.
Yeah, they have no. It's not.
I hate to do this, but it reminds me of the Fiend and Seth Rollins Red Hell in a Cell match, right? It's like, how can you do that in this match? But they did, and you know, we knew Cole was going to win one way or another. Just a weird way for it to go down like this. So after that, you had FTR versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett with Mark Briscoe Mark Briscoe as special guest referee. We all picked FTR. And I had predictably said this could have been the match that stole the show. I don't think it did. I think there were better matches, but this was a technical. I know you only caught bits and pieces of this, but you need to go back and watch this one for sure, because this was a technical wrestling playbook between these four guys.
The brain buster on Jay Lethal, yes please. Yes please.
FTR looked at their very sharpest. Hell, even Jeff Jarrett looked probably one of his best matches in AEW. He did, you know. Mix of old, mix of new. You had shenanigans afoot there. Mark Briscoe got mistakenly hit with a guitar, and then here comes Aubrey Edwards in to be the ref, and Sanjay Dutt, who was just thrown out by Briscoe, is blocking her way, and then Karen Jarrett smacks her with a guitar. That was good fun. It was entertaining. At the end of the day, it was FTR who retained, and they had the heartfelt moments with the Briscoes, so we all got that point. But it was good. It was enjoyable. It was a very technical match, though. It was very much up your alley, Jamie. So you should check it out.
Yeah, and after the match, you had Ricky Starks getting attacked by Jay White and Juice Robinson again.
I almost thought it was a replay from Wednesday night. Literally.
Same. And then FTR got involved and made the save. So it's like, I still believe the play is for Ricky to be in the Bullet Club, maybe, unless they go full on all heels, then he wouldn't be. I really want him over there because honestly, he is a better heel. I mean, what do you feel like? They're obviously going to need a third person.
Well, that's the thing. Is I feel the insertion of FTR is telegraphing maybe that turn a little bit better because they're coming to the protection of little Ricky in the back, right? So now you've got Bullet Club, because Bullet Club Gold versus FTR, yes, please, right? We want to see, Juice and Jay versus FTR. And so they can kind of start in this little feud there where they're the big backup for Ricky, but Ricky turns on them. Maybe even it's a belt change to Bullet Club Gold for the tag belts because of Ricky. But I feel like the play by bringing FTR into the picture is that. I think that's I think it might be a little bit more longer drawn out than we were envisioning. I was kind of thinking a lot of it. This is why I picked Jay White in the a Battle Royal. I thought they would do something of that nature with Ricky turning tonight to have him in Bullet Club Gold. But it might just be a little bit longer drawn out. But I feel like by putting FTR there, that's signaling their play for him. But maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm 100% on the fence on how they're going to play this out now. Like, I was so dead set. Oh, they're beating him in, and now with the FTR thing, it's like, maybe this is going to turn him because he's like, I don't need these guys, blah blah blah. I don't know. There's something that I'm missing right now. And I don't know what it is.
It does give it at least an angle for the next course of action for FTR and for Jay White and Bullet Club Gold.
Mm-hmm.
So, unexpected ladder match was next.
Yeah, and War Daddy almost killed himself
a couple times there. So of all the matches, this is probably the one I would probably put at the bottom. It wasn't necessarily. There was a couple of really interesting spots in it, but the story, like you said, was kind of like half-ass going into it, right? We all picked Wardlow. We know Wardlow wasn't going to lose, but there's a couple of interesting moments. The spots, though, were very telegraphed, too, which, I mean, we've had criticisms about Wardlow for a while, right? Criticisms rest with his talking ability, okay?
Yeah.
And they fixed that by inserting Arn Anderson, which is
even worse.
Which is kind of like taking, Flex Seal to a 4-foot gash in your foundation, right? It's like technically it's supposed to help, but it's not going to really do much for it. And then it's just a match kind of planning. I think that felt like this wasn't necessarily like Wardlow's worst match. Christian's a very good compatriot to be in a match like this because he could build it and sell it and help it out. But it was just kind of weird. He did do like a massive 30-foot swanton onto Luchasaurus on a double table. There was a weird moment there where Arn Anderson went to go bite Luchasaurus' finger, when he's going to give him a chokeslam and he goes to bite his finger, and he had way too many blood caps in his mouth, which you could visibly see. So just blood going all over the place. Very entertaining. And then at one point, Wardlow thought he was Ricochet and tried to jump from the top turnbuckle onto the ladder. It worked, as in he got to the ladder, but 280 pounds of man going through the air like that made that ladder bend over faster than a $2 hooker.
Yeah. He did. Yeah, he tried to kill himself a couple times.
A couple times in there. Yeah. He got the victory. We all get a point on that one as well. We
do. Now the next one, if I'm allowed to talk.
I'm sorry, I was just going to it.
Yeah. No, the AEW Women's Championship, Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm. I did get a good amount of this match. And I kind of really enjoyed how they played this out.
Okay. I was wondering your feedback on this, really.
Yeah, it shocked me because so when I was filling out my stuff, I almost put Toni Storm.
I did.
Legit.
I did have Toni Storm, and I changed it to Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, so I was on the fence hardcore, and I said, I was going to play it safe. They won't take it off of her. They're going to do the whole, she's coming back.
Stadium.
Yeah, well, it's like, no, she's hurt, and blah, 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 blah.
Well, you were saying her hurt is all kayfabe.
Yeah, which it is. But like, overcoming the odds and all that stuff, I totally thought they were gonna play that card.
Mm-hmm.
Which for the most part they kind of did. Yeah,
Sort of,
even with
yeah.
the numbers, everything. It was a shorter match, but it was good. I mean, Sheeta came out, Britt came out, it was just nuts. But Tony got the dub, which I enjoy that. I think that's a smart play because then you get Jamie Hayter for the chase at Wembley.
To culminate at Wembley. Yes.
Yes. Smarter play.
I think that's a great play. I mean, we pontificated about Hangman. The chase was so much better than after he won it. It was like, okay. Now, Jamie hasn't been that way. She's been a great champion, but the chase too. And talk about ending the Wembley show with Jamie Hayter winning that belt.
Yeah, she needs to be the main event.
Ooh.
But that's the thing. Like, are they really gonna main event her?
They main evented Ruby and Britt at New York at Arthur Ashe.
Okay.
Hey, Ruby.
That's on a Wednesday.
That was a TV show. I know. This is a pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, all in, first ever.
I think it's time. I think they could. Will they? I don't know. You're right. I don't know if they will. It depends on what other big cards. I know you're on Fancy Booking Island hard for Forbidden Door and for Wembley.
Will Ospreay will be there. He's already said he wants to do
100%.
And he's going to do it.
Aussie Open's officially part of all AEW now. Did you see that too?
Yeah. So the United Empire is just working its way over.
I mean, we're going to have Ospreay in there. Oh my God. We'll have Ospreay and they both have been kind of a little bit in, but I mean, imagine if Will Ospreay eventually does sign. Ospreay and Jay White in AEW.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Tony Storm did win. We all lost that point. Jamie and I almost had it, but we didn't stick to our guns.
Yeah. It's okay though. Like we said, I think that's the smarter play long term. 100%.
Yeah. As far for a shorter match, it was. You're right. It was well done.
Talk about another short match right after it.
So, House of Black was announced to have an open challenge trio. I wanted to put a claim to Daddy Ass in there so bad because I knew that's who it was going to be, right?
Same.
But technically, it wasn't there, so it was a claim. It was an open House of Black challenge. Their entrance is so good. God, I love House of Black so much. They're so fucking metal. It's amazing. Julia Hart's the perfect addition for them. I mean, she looks phenomenal. She had like these weird like tentacle, icicle, claw nail things. It just it's so
Babadook cans.
Ooh. But it was the claim to Daddy Ass. And did you catch the rap that they did?
You mean a cuck named Dominic?
Getting cucked by a kid named Dominic.
Dude, I lost it. First he said Malachi Black coming out blackface,
right?
Then getting cucked by a kid named Dominic. Like, the fuck. And
he kept going. He had 2 verses he did. It was like, holy shit. He just went to town on him.
Max Caster is not the best wrestler, but damn it, does he bring it on his entrance, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That was all that mattered for them in this match because they got the shit kicked out of them.
There were a couple interesting moments I did like on this. Max Caster's not the best, but we both have talked about our love for Anthony Bowen's wrestling, right?
Yes.
And him squaring off one-on-one, like the double sit down he did with Malachi was great. But yeah, they just got obliterated. So House of Black gets the victory, of course, and retains the titles.
Yes.
Which brings us to probably the most interesting part of the night, and a part that will determine our title, because the TBS Championship is up next. Taya Valkyrie and Jade Cargill. And if anybody has watched this podcast for the last, 6 weeks or so, knows Jamie's feelings about this very much.
Yeah, I thought Taya Valkyrie was the person to take it off of her. It made the most sense. It was set up beautifully, and they buried her again.
So Jamie, and he convinced me of this because me and him both picked Taya Valkyrie to finally be the one to dethrone Jade Cargill. Megan decided with her brain and picked Jade Cargill. Now, entrances of the night. Taya Valkyrie, did you catch the entrances at all, Jamie?
Yes.
Oh, talk about those for a second because they were fantastic.
So the dancers, yeah. So what? Okay, so what was
Jades? You talking about Jades or
yeah, Jades?
Because Taya came out with some like showgirls and Cirque du Soleil shit, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The dancers.
But Jade came out with sorority sisters of hers. She was an alpha back in college. Was it Alpha Kappa Alpha? I want to say. But it's the oldest black sorority, nationwide sorority there was. That was her sorority in college, and very prominent in black sororities is the stepping, right? You know, the dance routine. So she came out and stepped to the ring with sorority sisters. I don't know if they're from her college, but part of her sorority though, and that was kind of cool. You know, I was like, all right. Here's the thing that I love and hate Jade Cargill all in the same breath. And I say, I don't want to say hate, you know, but we don't like what they've done booking wise with her and kind of how they put her on there. But as a person, I think she's great, right? She's a fantastic, fantastic face for the company, right? She looks fantastic. She's a dedicated mother, right? You know, she's got this great very Bianca Belair-esque in a lot of ways, until she steps in the ring, is my problem with Jade. But it was
cool. She checks a lot of boxes for me personally, other than her talking right now. I mean, because honestly, what they've done with her in the ring is not terrible because she's still really green.
She's gotten better.
She, like, if you rate her on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest wrestlers ever lived, like, Dean Malenko, Bret Hart, like Matt Technician, and then you have the ones, Eva Marie's. She's easily a 4 right now, maybe a 5. But when she first got there, she's a 2.
At best. And our friend Heather did correct me. Alpha Kappa Alpha. I want to make sure I say that correctly.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Trust me. There's nothing. I don't want to insult anybody here. Alpha Kappa Alpha.
So this match pissed me off. I was so pissed.
Okay. All right. Why did and once again, I already did picks. Never mind. Yeah. Why did this match piss you off?
Well, obviously, because Taya is the chosen
result, or because of the match.
She
itself?
Is her. She is the one. She was the one to make it 59-1. But no, they had to make it 60.
Nice round number. Now the match itself. So Taya, I think, did a great job of compensating a lot of stuff in this matches. Like some of her things. Like she tried to do a code breaker like reversal at one point, and Jade was not lined up correctly, and it looked a little. But Ty was able to kind of sell it and kind of save a lot of some of those things, and that goes to the greenness of Jade, a lot of it. But it wasn't a terrible match. It got a decent runtime, but at the end, Jade kicks out of the Road to Valhalla, and Taya eventually doesn't kick out of Jaded.
Bullshit. But they totally redeemed themselves.
Yeah, Jamie said he went from like the most pissed to the most excited in a matter of seconds here. So I'm gonna let you run with this.
I was like, Tony, what the fuck are you doing, Tony? Like,
Jamie sitting on the stands, looking at his phone, just like yelling at Tony Khan at the fucking softball game.
I was so hot at the game. I mean, it was a great game, but we ended up losing. But it was only a 2-1 game, and it was whatever. It was an amazing game. Great defense, great whatever. But then this happened. I'm like, what is going on? And then it's just like, oh, Kris Statlander's back?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So Sterling gets in the ring and stupidly he says nobody's going to defeat him. There's nobody left. And so open challenge for whenever, wherever, for anybody to could take on Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Did you think Mercedes Moné was going to show up?
No.
Okay. I kind of thought maybe at that moment that she would pop in.
No, I knew Kris Statlander was ready to go.
Okay.
Because she's been posting lots of stuff about how she's healthy.
Okay.
But I think they save Mercedes.
They save her for Forbidden Door, probably, is what they'll do. And then.
Yeah.
So Kris Statlander comes out. Looks great.
Looks phenomenal. I love Kris.
And Jay doesn't back down. They do another match.
And she is now 60-1 MFers. Let's go.
And Statlander squashed her too.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
Like
it
bam,
was
bam, bam, done.
It was the enlightened one, or not? It's not the enlightened one. Yeah, it was. Wait, no, the Brody Lee.
Oh,
versus Cody, exalted one. Thank you. Won. Yeah. Like that's what that was.
100%. And confetti, and it's good to see Statlander back. It's even better to see her as champion. It's better to see anybody as champion other than Jade. Okay, so at this point, it's decided because the next two matches we all chose the same. We had a tiebreaker involved. Side note, I would have won the tiebreaker if we got that far, just FYI. But it's over. The reign of terror shall begin again because our new champion is none other than our old champion, Megan Faulkner.
Yes, and on behalf of Megan, she is incredibly tired from playing 7 softball games in 2 days, but she is graciously sitting on top of her throne again, and she said that, and I quote, JJ will never touch this title ever again.
I'm removing the title from your view right now. We're going to move right on. God, that little...
She's like, as long as it stays in the house, I don't care. I'm like, same. Stays here.
Oh, come on, Heather.
Life.
The thing is, let's talk about long-term storytelling. I am Kofi Kingston. I am Bryan Danielson. I'm Daniel Bryan. Okay, I am the long.
You are not the
defeated underdog. I am the person who just, Sami Zayn. I just can never get ahead. It's like I am. All right, so congratulations to our new champion, Megan. All right, I'll take it back.
You know what? I will give you Kofi. I will give you. You've had your Kofi Mania. Kofi Mania has already happened. You've won the belt once or twice. And what's Kofi doing now? What's Kofi doing now?
I made that damn belt. All right. So we had 2 matches, double main event going on here. For the record, we all chose the Elite for the Ghana Canadian Arena. We all chose MJF for that. Like I said, it's already been decided. So let's talk about the 2 main events because I know you got home and you were able to actually see both of these in their entirety.
Yes. How about Sammy Guevara? Busting out some of his old stuff. Looked great. Got a pop.
Well, did you see their entrances?
Yeah. He busted out the cue cards again.
Yes. Did you catch the cue cards? Because there was a big to-do with those.
What was that?
Sammy's having a baby. Sammy and Tay having a baby, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny because there was booing when Tay came out. Then as soon as they said they're having a baby, hey!
Yeah, all is forgotten because he got a pop, and then she comes out, no pop. And then they say, hey, we're having a baby. Okay, pop again.
Yeah. Are we fickle as fans? Maybe a little.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. MJF sitting on a throne.
Oh,
perfect.
Yeah,
perfect. Down to the last minute detail. Perfect.
Okay.
Any Homelander fans have seen that meme? You're welcome. So I won't even talk about Jack Perry. Whatever. He's whatever. All right. So this match. Fucked. It's probably the best way I could put it. Fucked
so hard. We thought it'd be good. My God, like I don't. You know me, Jamie. I'm not one of those to throw stars or overreact right after a match, right? Because I always want to let it percolate a little bit. But I'm putting it out there. This is a candidate. Might not be there, but a candidate for match of the year. My God.
I would agree.
This match was so good, like from start to finish. So good.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I knew that this match would push every single one of your buttons.
100%.
Because it's a spot fest. You have 3 spot monkeys in there because that's what they do.
Yep.
And then you have arguably one of the most well-rounded technical wrestlers out there today who is lethal on the stick mixed in. And I thought this match was going to be good. I was like, oh, this is going to be a good match no matter what.
Right.
This is going to be good, yeah? Like, maybe great. No. No. It was not good at all. It wasn't even great. Oh. It was amazing. And the fact that they are staying with the continuity of MJF winning with a headlock takeover warms my heart like nobody's business. Because if there's one thing, if you listen to this show and watch this show, you know one thing. I am committed to the bit. And so's MJF.
I mean, on Darby, no less. Couple highlights for me here, because I mean there was a lot of storytelling throughout the match too. You know, Darby trying to do the headlock takeover, but how about the circle of submissions? That definitely got your heart rate going. I know
it was missing one submission, but it's fine.
But it was whatever.
You can't really do that with a circle. So
and then you had a cascade of Canadian destroyers just back and forth and just like 4 of them in a row. Oh my God, so much fun. And my favorite quote from the commentary desk was that a Spanish fly onto a couple of bodies? Yes, Tony. Yes, it was.
This match had everything. And then, again, Darby Allin go for the coffin drop. MJF seeing it, puts the belt there so he could hit him, and then he does the headlock takeover.
SMRT.
1, 2, 3. Your reigning, defending champion, MJF.
So, do you think that there's any leg to continue with any of these guys with MJF, or are they immediately moving him on?
Immediately moving him on.
Maybe keep these guys fighting amongst themselves, though, to keep them occupied?
Absolutely. I think that'd be good.
Good thing for all, including Jack Perry, who looked great. The wrestling's never been the problem with Jack Perry. It's everything else.
He needs a mouthpiece. He needs a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
It's not the wrestling that irritates me. It's his damn voice, like he's like gargling balls or something, man. I don't know. Like, it's just, my name's Wilford Brimley.
Diabetes.
Yeah, like, for real. Like, I don't know. But hey, whatever. MJF wins. But the interesting thing was, I don't know if you noticed, when he was walking back, he goes, hey, Tony, or AEW, like, give me a challenger. I'm bored with these guys. Give me a real challenge.
Ooh.
What do you think that means?
Well, I think that's pipe Forbidden Door for sure, right? Okada?
Isn't he hurt?
I don't know. I mean, there's Kota Ibushi, you could always say, but I don't think that's going to play into Forbidden Door very well, considering Ibushi and their history. I don't know. I feel like that's an outside. It's outside, right? It's outside the company. Is that what that means? Or maybe CM Punk?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't want it to be, because after the main event, it makes me feel like it's 100% CM Punk.
Right. I mean, on paper, nice there. On paper,
Charles Montgomery Punk.
On paper, Adam Cole would be who I put in that line next, especially after what happened with the next match. But to your point,
he's busy.
They're drawing out this whole Jericho thing, so
Oh, hold on. I just thought of something, and I have to
Oh.
get this out here. Heather, Charles Montgomery Punk. Does that mean when he was the AEW champion, Charles was in charge of our days and our lives?
You did this, Heather. I'm sorry. This was all you.
I have PTSD.
Unfortunately, yes.
and I have PTSD from that show because Scott Baio gave me pink eye. Boom! Anybody.
Okay, all right. Let's go on to the second half of the double main event. They made a big stick. Like, you guys have had double main events before. It's not whatever, but
yeah.
Okay. Anarchy in the Arena 2, Elite versus BCC, which, if you are listeners again, you know Jamie has had some very broad predictions for this match, which may or may not, maybe a little both, can't have come true.
Yes. So, yes, I have made some strong takes on this, and some of them, like when we're talking off of here, maybe been a little bit hyperbole, but whatever. But I was half right. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, you miss 1,000%, 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Yeah, and I batted 500 on this one, so life's pretty good. This match was insane from the jump.
Okay,
and octane.
So speaking of that, the last one I misquoted when we talked about before. It was the formation of the BCC, but it was Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, Bryan Danielson, and John Moxley versus the JAS, right? And that's when they had the old throwback New Jack thing where they had, the song playing for the first like 10 minutes of the match. So BCC had coming out second. They're brought in by, and I can't remember the name of the band itself, but they were actually playing live Wild Thing. And they did it again. They continued playing the song into the match, which I didn't mind again. After about 4 or 5 minutes, though, I was like, all right, fuck this. Stop playing the song.
Yeah, I'm like, seriously, I was like, are they New Jacking us again?
They did. It's like a tradition. You gotta. It's like, come on. You played this card before.
But I will have to give it up to the Young Bucks. They helped us out. They gave us all what we wanted, and they super kicked that freaking singer right through his black and red painted face.
Weird. It was, especially because it was a blackface joke like a half hour earlier, and then it's like there's this guy. I'm like,
I was like, hey, poor taste, how you doing?
I'm Captain Bad Timing. How you doing? All right.
Yeah, I didn't call the leaf blower. Yeah, I didn't have leaf blower on my bingo card, but I did have a poker chip with barbed wire on my bingo card. 100%.
That was great. Good throwback to the original Double or Nothing as well. I like how Justin Roberts introduces the match and goes, ladies and gentlemen, shit's about to hit the fan. That's literally what he said.
Yeah. He's like, yep. And then I love the little moment with Bryan Danielson and him. Like they looked at each other and he like started to grab his tie. And then he ends up taking his jacket or whatever from him. I was like, oh my god.
Did you catch? And then because I wrote this down too. Oh God. Man in the Mask says, I don't know why Excalibur. Sorry, X. But Excalibur goes, oh God, Justin Roberts just had PTSD from Bryan Danielson. Such a fantastic throwback. I love it. So, of course, Doc House joined commentary around this time as well too. So,
that's the part. How about that? So we had like 3 or 4 like finisher fests in this match.
Right.
Then we also had a moment where poor Matt Jackson.
Oh.
Well, he got like dumped in a dumpster, finds his way back.
Pickup truck. He got pile driven in the bed of a pickup truck.
Pickup truck. Yes,
by Claudio.
Then he finds his way back, and then he super kicks freaking John Moxley while he's got his brother in a Boston Crab, which is a poor man's lion tamer, but his shoe explodes on his face.
Exploding super kick. Amazing.
It was the coolest damn thing. So what does the BCC do to retaliate? Oh, they just take his shoe, throw it in the stands, and they take his sock off, and then they pour out thumbtacks.
Yeah, you know JJ loves him some thumbtacks.
It's like, what are they gonna do with the thumbtacks? What are they gonna do with the thumbtacks? Just do an atomic drop on Matt Jackson, make sure his foot goes into the tack. And when he picked up his foot, did you see how many tacks?
His heel was silver. His whole heel cup was silver. It was like,
oh my God, that hurt so bad.
I know. We're both like, ooh.
It hurt so bad. It hurt so bad.
So much blood, so much violence. Yes, there was a leaf blower. I don't think anybody had their call the leaf blower. I don't know why. Nope. How did a leaf blower get to ringside too? I guess it's to clean up the confetti. I don't know, but yeah, there was a leaf blower in there.
So there's like, I could go into spots like left and right on this, but I want to talk about how Don Callis enters in right when Wheeler Yuta's about to get the one-winged angel on him.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he drops him, turns around, and then there's Don Callis and Omega face to face.
Yep.
And then it's like, ooh, he's about to punch him. Like, and then here comes the whole. But then Tony's like, punch that son of a bitch in the face. I'm like, oh, JR's in his ear. JR's in his ear.
Oh, and JR did. It was great hearing JR the first half of the pay-per-view too. Just by the way,
yeah,
it was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
I love me some JR. But then he gets hit by a masked figure, a hooded figure. And who was it? Kota Ibushi. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. No, I was kidding. No, false. It was what I prophesized.
Here's your sticker.
Thank you. Kenoske Takeshita. That allows the BCC to get the dub. And your winners, Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Kenoske Takeshita, and Don Callis.
Maybe? I mean, are they?
They all stood tall together.
There was 4 of them, and then behind them was... Okay, I'll remove your sticker now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was Takeshita and Don Callis, and there was like a nod from Danielson, but there's never... I don't know. I think it is. I think it needs to be. I think it should be. But once again, they might be drawing that out too. But either way.
Well, here's the thing. This sets up beautifully. 5. Need a 5th.
Kota Ibushi.
Blood and guts. Kota Ibushi.
You think they do blood and guts at Forbidden Door?
It would have to happen before then.
Okay, so that would
actually. There's not enough time. There's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, blood and guts.
Yeah, I mean you've got Collision before then. Yeah, that could be when Kota Ibushi debuts.
There's no way on God's green earth are they going to have
anybody's going to outshine CM Punk. Yeah, you're right.
Well, no, not even that. There's no way that you have the Elite and CM Punk at the same place at the same time.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's not happening.
That's a good point.
Not gonna happen.
So maybe Wednesday Kota Ibushi debuts. Maybe next Wednesday.
I think this Wednesday. I really feel good about him debuting this Wednesday.
Okay. But you're the assumption that they're going to build to have that. I think you could have, because I think you could almost like either you begin the show or with that, with the BCC celebrating, inducting Takeshita into their fold, maybe, right? And all that.
Yeah.
And then throughout the night stuff happens, and at the end of it, they're beating up the Elite, whatever, something, and then boom, here comes Ibushi, right? That gives you still 2 solid weeks until
Forbidden Door.
That gives you 3 weeks until Forbidden Door.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll do blood and guts there because you're gonna have so many matches, and then I don't know if they would do a just AEW match because Kota Ibushi is not New Japan.
Right. And
so do they pause it and pick it right back up right after because other stuff is going to happen? I don't know.
Do they even do Blood and Guts? I mean, because to be fair, Anarchy in the Arena and Blood and Guts, it's almost two sides of the same coin in a manner of speaking, right? You know,
Yes, but
bloody,
no,
violent, gimmicky matches, right? You know, one of them's confined, the other one is like a bit of a shit show all over the place. But I mean,
big difference though. One will have Kota Ibushi in it, and one won't.
This is still you're staying on this high horse. This is the way for Kota Ibushi to come into AEW. I got
100%. The reformation of the Golden Lovers, yes. Because I'll buy that shirt.
I know you will. Buy your Bullet Club Gold shirt first.
Yes, that will happen.
So yeah, overall, like I said, it was an excellent pay-per-view. I thought it was great. Like the worst match was probably the ladder match, and that wasn't even that bad. You know, just I wasn't really into the story. You know, you had one title change, but a very surprising one in that. Oh, two title changes, both women's titles.
Both women's belts dropped.
Yep.
Shocker.
So where do we go from here? That's what we'll find out on Wednesday. So far, they've announced there's going to be a mixed tag match on Wednesday. Saraya and Jericho versus Adam Cole and Britt Baker. I don't know. So what are your thoughts moving forward, Jamie? You think Kota Ibushi? Yes. We know that. Okay. All right. What else?
Wednesday starts the New Japan invasion for sure.
Okay.
I could see them announcing MJF versus Tanahashi, MJF versus Takagi, Okada, somebody. I don't remember who's hurt and who's not at this point. I know there's a lot of injuries out there right now, and I'm too tired to remember all of them. And I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. You got me on fumes, and that's why I'm a little loopy. But yeah, no, I think I really am enjoying the Bullet Club, or sorry, the BCC versus the Elite more and more now. Like they keep adding layers, and they're adding the right layers at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is a little wishy-washy.
Yeah, but I think it's good too because it keeps them all. It's good for them, but it also keeps them all in a way. My hope and prayer for the whole four pillars thing was because we know what they're doing. This is laying the groundwork, foundational thing for the company's long term, right? You know, you hope to have these guys be the ones who carry you through the long haul. So you got to test it out. I think they succeeded in one hand with that, but to your point, now that the match is over, where do they go from there? They're going completely somewhere else, right? You know, so still some work to do with the other three guys to kind of put them in the position, also figure out what you're doing with your top card, because it's not so cut and dry. You look at that, even thinking Ricky Starks moving in, he's not ready, right? You know,
not ready.
So you're still relying on, I don't want to say older guard, but you know, they're a little more seasoned people that you think of, like Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, even Hangman, right? You know, so I really want to see what they're going to do with that. I think they made very good strides in the women's division, even though it was a short match and it was kind of, you know, on paper it was kind of a cluster because of all the run-ins and stuff. It was done very well with Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm, including, you know, Britt Baker and Ruby Soho. Hey, Ruby. I think that the women's division as a whole's got some legs that they can run with here. Moving the belt off Jade was the best decision you made in months, Tony. See what you do with that. And so I'm excited. I want to see what they do with that, because I think there's going to be some growing pains as we go through the next year or so here. But I think it's growing pains that AEW needs to have if it wants to have a viable long-term future and not turn into WCW or TNA, where you got to rely on bringing in stars once their contracts run up to keep you alive, basically. So
agreed. Couldn't agree more. Well said, sir.
Well, we want your guys' opinions of this too. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you watch it? Let us know. Give us a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about it. What's your favorite match? What didn't you like if you didn't like something here? What's your thoughts moving forward? So give a comment down below or hit us up on Twitter at Total Spotfest. Reminder that we have a very special show we're going to be releasing tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Actually,
tomorrow, Tuesday.
Well, technically it is Monday. That's why I said tomorrow. My clock is after midnight now. So,
Jesus.
yeah, you need sleep, Jamie. I'm sorry.
I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
Tuesday, May 30th, our interview with Matt Brannigan. It was special. It was so good. Please go check it out. Go follow Matt Brannigan too, but please go check that out. We'll be back on Wednesday evening with our regularly scheduled program. Seeing the fallout from Double or Nothing. All right. Any final thoughts, Jamie, or do you need to get to bed?
I am tired. Great show. I'm exhausted. Everybody have a great Memorial Day. Eat all the grillings that you like to eat. If you're a vegetarian, I'm sorry, but just whatever. Eat a kebab. Okay, but just enjoy the time with your friends and family, and we will see you all on the Wednesday.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you giving us some of your time. Jamie, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down at Total Spotfest, I got 5 words for you. The champ
all right, guys.
is upstairs. Acknowledge her.
You should see our text chain. It was priceless. Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you Wednesday. Take care. Bye.